You ever slept on your hand? You wake up, that motherfucker
Can't move it.
Feel like a brick.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like, ugh. And then when the feelings start to come back, it feel like
pins and needles.
The static on the TV. When the TV used to go off, it gives you that feeling that.
That's a dead reference right there. You got to be a certain age to understand TV static. Now TV it just goes static. Blue, right?
Shit, it don't even go off no more. It just unless you don't pay your bill. Mm. It's amazing you can just cut on the TV and just scream a whole series or something.
Yeah.
Like, dang, I remember when I was a kid, you used to have to wait week by week.
Yeah.
To see something.
Hey, did I see something recently? Somebody's doing reruns of the Cosby Show.
I ain't seen that.
I think they're putting Cosby back out there.
Really?
I mean,
okay. I think is he out of jail? I think they let him out.
I think one of his convictions was overturned.
I want to say he's out.
I'm pretty sure he's out of jail. Yeah. But I think one of his convictions was overturned. Like it might have been. Who knows? Listen, I don't know. Whatever he did, if it was bad, if it was whatever, I don't condone it. If he did bad shit, right?
Not at all.
But the Cosby Show was a good damn show.
Cosby Show.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you find out that, so and so did something terrible. Okay, that sucks. He shouldn't have done that, and he has to pay for it, whatever it might have been. But it doesn't negate what they did. Mm-hmm. Whatever art they put out there, or
right.
Priscilla Presley was like 13 years old when her and Elvis were.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Elvis was a chomo back in the day.
I mean, a lot of those guys were. Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, and she was
young.
Very young.
He was an ancestral chomo. Incestual chomo.
Yeah, there you go. I guess it depends on the state.
I'll make it up term, Shane.
Incestual chomo.
Incestual chomo.
But I mean, it is
I'm all about
holding
people accountable, though, man.
Sure.
Hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable for what they did.
Accountable.
Yep.
But hold everybody accountable, though. It seems like they only shine the light at a few select people.
Yep. But
R. Kelly.
Holding them accountable for what they did doesn't necessarily negate their song.
Puff Daddy.
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy. No Diddy. That's the new saying. I was older now.
No Diddy.
Yeah, you might say some gay shit. You gotta just say no Diddy behind it. That negates the gayness of it.
Really? No Diddy.
Yeah.
It's messed up. I never heard that before.
Like, that's a handsome guy. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
You say no Diddy, you're not gay no more.
No Diddy.
Yeah.
That just saying no Diddy keeps you okay.
Yeah.
Like saying no homo, but now you just say no Diddy.
It's no Diddy now.
Okay.
They done changed from no homo to no Diddy. Negate your gayness.
How far does no Diddy go?
I don't know, Shay.
Can you wake up the next morning and be like, no Diddy?
Wake up beside a dude the next morning and be like, no Diddy?
I'm just saying,
I guess so. I guess you're not gay no more.
How much can you know?
After you said you're not gay no more. Your gayness is voided.
I don't know if it works that way.
Oh, man. What you think about bullying, Shane?
That's a big topic.
Let's talk about it.
You want to talk about bullying?
It just came to mind. Like, dude, should kids be bullied?
Are there any positives to bullying?
I think so.
I mean, at that point, you got to break it down.
I think it depends on the type of bullying, though. Not physical, you beating somebody up, I think is that's unacceptable to me. But like just picking on each other, joking on each other. Look at you, your pants in the water. You need to pull your shoes up.
No, I don't know if that's bullying.
Like talking junk, picking on each other.
Talking shit, breaking balls.
Talking shit, breaking balls.
That's different from bullying.
But that's what's considered bullying now, though.
Okay, so we need to define the term.
Okay, let's define the term of bullying.
You know what? You want to open the show?
Okay.
Get into character officially.
Let's get into character. Have we ever talked about the subject of bullying?
I don't think so, and I think it's a good one to bring up.
I don't think we never talked about bullying.
Yeah, because I think, a definition of the term, first of all.
Okay, yes.
What are we talking about when we say bullying? Because I think you and I are probably going to have a different view than maybe like.
I think we might be.
What was
we kind of in the same generation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You ain't too far removed from each other generationally.
What was bullying when we were kids?
It would be considered definitely bullying today.
Right. But what we used to call just breaking balls.
Just breaking balls would be considered bullying.
That's what I meant to say. Yeah,
like, you can't say nothing bad about somebody.
And see, that's not cool.
I'm thinking it builds character.
In some ways, sure. Depending on how it's done.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, let's open Shane. We go. Look, I'm surprised when we got Mr. Producer Man over there.
Chomping at the bit. Oh, it's already on his phone. He's already holding it up.
He already got it.
I didn't even glance over there. He could have like had it up the whole time, waving it around. I wouldn't even give it a side eye. All right, Mr. Producer, we ready to open this thing up?
Let's do it, man.
And now, from our secret underground lair deep in the heart of beautiful downtown Huntsville, Alabama, here with my co-host, Q the Messenger, and our illustrious producer, Kevin the Boss Man Richardson.
Hey.
They call me Shane the Brain, and this is Vader Chronicles. Let's go.
Let's go, Shane. Let's go, bro.
Oh, that's fun.
Let's get this
I
show
love the
on
sound
road.
effects. Tonight we're talking about bullying. What a great subject to bring to the table. So, what's the difference between breaking balls and bullying?
Did we call it bullying even when we was a kid? Like, you can say that person was picking on me. I don't know if we even gave it the term bullying, though.
I think
like if we consider a bully, we like a dude taking your lunch money every day was bullying.
Yeah.
You know, like
he's beating you up
physically,
behind,
giving me swirlies in the bathroom.
Right,
that's
right. Stuffing you in the locker.
That's how we define bullies as a kid.
Correct.
Now, you just make a Facebook post about somebody. Oh, what you call it? Breath stink today. Now you cyberbullying.
Now that's bullying.
That'd be my definition of it.
I don't think that's bullying.
I would say not.
I don't think so.
I'm not saying that's right either. Talk about little Susie or Sally or whatever.
I mean, now that if you bring social media into the equation, now you're talking about a whole new wormhole. Mm-hmm. If you're just talking about, say, on the playground, do kids still go out on the playground? Sure, they do. Mm-hmm. I see them on the playground. I take my daughter to the playground. Yeah. So, Joey, man, your hair looks like your mama cut it under a bowl or whatever. I don't know.
You got that bowl cut. Yeah, we gonna laugh at you. Yeah, you got the bowl cut. Don't fade to it.
Fall off of the jungle gym over there. That was funny as hell. Mm-hmm. I hurt my knee. I know you did. Shut up. Come on.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, there's a level of suck it up and move on that probably needs to happen at a young age. You can't go into life thinking everything's going to go your way every time, or that there's somebody to step in and make things fair for you.
Right.
Because it doesn't,
life's not going to be fair.
Life's not going to be fair.
It really not.
And there is nobody from whom to seek redress. Once you're an adult, there's no authority that you can, you can go to the courts for a legal matter. You might or might not win it. Mm-hmm. You could be right, completely right, and you still might not win. Mm-hmm. Once that happens, you're done. There is no overarching, something that's going to step in and set things the way they're supposed to be. And I think as our kids grow up, part of our job is to make sure they understand that. Mm-hmm. If you always step in for every small little thing. But when does that become harmful? Okay, you mentioned, somebody beating up somebody. But I remember back in the days, you had beef, you sorted it out. Come on. Whether you draw a line in the dirt and invite them to step over. I guess back in the day, the old saying, a chip on your shoulder. Mm-hmm. You know what that comes from?
Go ahead, Shane. You put it up there and then you knock it off?
Yeah. You put a piece of wood, a chip of wood or whatever on your shoulder and dare the other person to knock that chip off. And if they did, now it's on.
That was the 70s, Shane.
So if you walked around, that was probably like the 50s.
In the 90s, we did the whole, you hit my head. Like, say I'm in the middle of them. We about to fight. Someone's in the middle. Like, if I hit him, he'll hit that guy. That means I just hit him. And then if he hit him back, he'll hit me back. And then that's, okay, we ready to go. Before we even made any contact.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay, you really want to catch this fade with him? Hit my head.
Wow, I never heard that ritual before.
We about to catch this fade. They call it fades now.
Now there's no, supposedly there's no excuse for boys throwing hands. Come on, man. Up to a certain point, if somebody picks up a rock, now it's different. Somebody pulls out a pair of brass knuckles or a knife or a pipe or, whatever, a stick even, now it's different. Mm-hmm. But if it's two boys on the playground settling a beef and they're fairly equally matched, let them figure it out.
Let them sort it out.
Let them sort it out. They'll be buddies tomorrow.
They probably will.
You know?
I done been some of the best friends with guys I done
For sure.
got to fight with, especially if we
For
lived in
sure.
the same neighborhood. You know, you can't help but become friends with them
and
after
that
we
teaches
sorted
you how
out.
to- yeah.
Whether win, lose, or draw. You know, okay,
Yep.
we fought.
And the best thing
We
about
figured it out.
the best thing about schoolyard fights is that the smart kids realize it's no fun whether you win or lose.
Nope.
You might beat the other dude down, but he still might have clocked you one good one in the eye, and that hurts.
It hurt.
You know, for days.
Getting punched in the face really hurt.
And punching somebody in the face hurts. People underestimate.
It hurts.
You notice when you see MMA, when they get somebody
That's why
down
you
on
might
the
want to
ground,
pull a punch. You want to just
might.
go all full. You'll break your hand.
Yeah. But you notice, like in MMA, when they do that, what do they call it, ground and pound, when somebody's on top
They
of
do the
somebody else,
hammer fist.
they're doing the hammer,
Hammer
fist.
fist, yeah. They hit them with this, not
Yeah, they're not hitting them with the knuckles.
knuckle, yeah.
Because they know that hurts. You know, they've done it 100 times.
Yeah.
And better learn that in the 4th grade than when you're 24 coming out of a bar.
So did we define bullying?
Right? So bullying.
Or what we agree on bullying? I said like physically, like maybe picking on someone, taking their lunch money, you know,
that would be a
giving
good
them
example.
swirlies in the bathroom,
Sure.
whatever,
Stuff
you
them
know,
in the
tripping
locker.
them
Those would be,
every day you see them,
yeah.
you know, physical stuff like
Taking
that.
advantage of
Someone
superior
smaller,
size. Yeah. Taking
weaker,
advantage of somebody smaller or weaker than you for one reason or another just because
Correct.
you can.
which I think is unacceptable.
Correct. Yeah, pick on somebody your own size.
But is that how bullying is defined today?
I think today it's more of a anything that somebody could be offended by, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's healthy.
No.
You know, it's funny how we talk medically about our bodies in a different way than we talk about our brains. You know, for instance, we both have young kids now. We both know that the current doctor's advice is to introduce them to potential allergens fairly quickly in small amounts, paying close attention. Obviously, one of your kids has some allergies to some different things. We're thankful that Madeline doesn't have any that have shown up so far.
Have improved.
They have improved?
They have improved. We did an
Okay.
allergy test a couple weeks ago, about a month ago.
Okay, nice.
He's still allergic to those certain things, but
Right.
they're getting, I guess how they measure allergen is so like they'll say he's allergic to dairy or egg.
Mm-hmm.
They'll got a sample of egg and dairy and they'll put like a little needle dot on his back.
Right.
You know, and then they'll measure the reaction to it.
Oh, okay.
And that's how they measure how much or how less you are allergic to it. So like the first time we did it, you know, let's say that size was a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The second time we just did it was like a dime. You get what I'm saying? So that means he's getting, I guess, more immune to the allergen itself.
Are you slowly introducing him to those things? You know, like give him a little bit here and there?
not the raw form of it. So like eggs is a big one. Like I just can't give him some scrambled eggs, but I can give him like a cake that's baked with eggs.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like it can be cooked in food. I just can't give it to him in its raw form.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's funny how we don't treat our minds that way. And if you're
Explain, Shane.
if you're going to get a stronger immune system,
Oh, okay. I'm
you start with eggs and the
okay,
cake.
I'm tracking. Yeah,
and then
yeah,
eventually maybe he'll be able to, someday he may be able to eat an egg. Who knows? But
so like mentally,
I think we've come to a point where maybe we're not challenging our brains.
Strengthening your brain,
whether
you
it's
know.
emotionally or whether it's, intellectually. But emotionally is a big deal.
like I know I'm short. I've been called short my whole life. Tell me
just,
something I don't know.
You got to just deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Smile and move on. Work with what you
don't
got.
got no new material. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody come pick on me about me being short. Okay. That's the best you can come up with. Yeah.
How unoriginal.
Like that don't faze me.
Yeah. And I think that I think we're making a shift back. I really do think. Have you noticed retarded's coming back? The word retarded.
I always thought it just meant you was slowed. You was slowed down, but I guess that word is very offensive.
I don't know.
In that
we have a mutual
realm.
friend who's very offended by the word, and she's approached me respectfully and privately and said, "Hey, listen, I would really appreciate if you didn't use that word around me. I'm
I can
I'm
respect
not
that.
trying to be an ass or whatever, but it really carries a negative connotation to me. And you know what? I try to respect that. I try not to say
especially if
it,
you're my
but-
friend. Okay, yeah.
but
Okay. I'll try not to
if
say
you're
it.
mentally handicapped,
You're retarded.
see, I don't go that. Yeah, that's not. If you're mentally handicapped, to me, I'm not going to call you retarded. But if you Q, do something stupid.
Do something
now I'm gonna call you
stupid.
retarded.
Yeah, you retard.
dude, that's retarded, man. Why did you do that right there? Because it's backward thinking, or like you said, slowed down or regressed or whatever. I'm not gonna. I understand why somebody would be offended, especially if they have a loved one that has some sort of, special needs of some kind. Man, I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, not at all.
But if you're just a regular dude and you put your lug nuts on backwards and you get in the car and it goes shaking down the road, I'm going to say, man, that was retarded. Why'd you put the lug nuts on backwards? That's like a 15-year-old mistake right there. You've regressed. And I think at some point we got to be a little bit more. I dated a woman once whose brother had Down syndrome.
Okay, yeah, I remember you told me about this one.
Her attitude was that the word retarded means slowed down, it means repressed, and that's basically the situation with my brother.
She didn't have no offense with
and so
with the word.
I don't take it as an offense, no.
But I'm not out there just calling them retarded.
I never called him retarded.
I'm not in that way, but he is retarded.
That is correct.
Right.
Yeah, that's a correct term, and you can't control language. When you control language, you control thought. And I think we're seeing a pendulum swing back towards a little bit more of a rational way of thinking about, look, we can't all walk around being offended by everything. You do you, I'll do me, let me be me.
And I'm going to let you be you.
I was at the winter solstice market at Low Mill this weekend. Shout out Low Mill, great market. Winter solstice market, it was fun. But when you go to Low Mill, you got to expect that you're going to see some folks that are a little different than you are. Whoever you are, you're going to see somebody that's a little bit different. There seems to be a trend right now of people wearing full head masks, especially of like foxes and maybe a raccoon or
that's a big thing.
Mythical characters or whatever. Just walking around in public at an event with like the tails now. You see a lot of people with tails.
Grown people.
Now they're clipping them to the back of their belt, so trying to look like they got a tail,
You're talking grown people, right?
Grown people, yeah.
Grown people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an odd.
I can't think of the term what they call themselves, but yeah.
It's it's not really cosplay and it's not really furries.
Furries, that was the word I'm looking for.
Furries is like I'm seeing a lot of.
Like they pay thousands of dollars for those suits.
Yeah, they do full costumes. I'm not seeing a whole lot of full costumes. I'm seeing like the full head covering, and then maybe they've tried to make their outfit look. It's just an odd. But hey, you do you. You're not hurting me. Somebody came into my booth with a full mask of some sort of an animal, and then her clothes. I can't even really describe. She was wearing like some cargo pants. With pockets on the side and. From every place on her clothing, there was some kind of something hanging down, some kind of little charm or an amulet of some kind, or, a little, I don't know, man, just hanging stuff all over. Leaves, like a little string of, looked like a branch clipped to the, just wild. Had a tail clipped to the belt in the back, long flowing like a foxtail. And this person came into my booth and bought a couple of toys from me, and we had a conversation. This person speaking from behind the mask, and I speaking as though it was a.
Did they speak in like furry voice? Or
no,
voice?
like a normal person.
Okay, they spoke in normal voice.
Yeah, normal voice. If I had to guess, I'd say it was female. Pretty sure. I don't know how they identify it. It's one of those things where, look, does it hurt me to play along with whatever they got going on? It's not hurting me.
Especially they bought a toy.
It's not hurting me, not a bit. And so
I don't care what you look like. You bought a toy. You bought a toy.
Therian is identifying as an animal of some kind. Therian.
Spell it.
Therian. 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 Therian.
I wonder how they come up with that.
A stereotype.
The etymology of that.
People that make assumptions about them they're subject to a stereotype.
Ethereal type.
That is crazy. But here's my thing. Look, I don't know this person. It's not my job to intervene in their life with whatever they got going on. Maybe they're just having fun. Maybe they have some kind of serious medical delusion. I really don't know, and it's not my job to. It's my job to sell toys, which I did. You know what I'm saying? And so
everybody spent just
I had
as
a
good
conversation
as
with
else's,
this
huh?
Therian, and
you should have asked her
identifies as a non-human being.
what she was.
See, and then is that offensive?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I like to ask questions.
I don't know. Like I said, my job there was to sell toys.
I'm curious because I just don't know. So
Sure.
like I'm coming from it from a you teach me educational point of view.
I feel you.
So I know
I
next
agree.
time I run into another theory and I know how to address.
At least you
or
can drop a keyword where it
keywords,
shows that you're
yeah.
trying hard to, I don't know. My attitude is, again, mind your own business. And if you came into my booth buying a toy from me,
I'm asking shit.
you could be 500 pounds and naked with like 2 foot long underarm hair. And long as you don't pull your money out from underneath it there.
Golly. No, they gonna come from up. They gonna come from up under the boob with it.
Imagine
it's
some-
gonna be all
No,
fucking sweaty.
see, I hate
They
that,
gonna
man.
come
I
around.
do.
What, you never had a customer come out their boob with
man,
some stuff?
many
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Especially at
I have a
McDonald's,
couple
man.
times.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Come out the boob.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I don't know that
Fuck it. Money's so gross.
I'm going to keep a few bills down my pants. If somebody does that, I'm going to give them change
Couple
from
butter
the front
nuts
of my
with it.
pants. Reach down in there deep and be like, here you go. Hang on, let me wipe that off.
Yeah.
People are strange,
My
man.
son made that observation the other day. He's like, Dad, money's gross. I said, yeah, it is. You think about it.
You ever heard that statistic about what percentage of $20 bills has traces of cocaine on it?
They say it's a lot.
That's
it's
a lot.
high, yeah. Like
20% or something. I don't know. That's pretty wild.
God, somebody that snorted some cocaine.
I just don't know how much I believe that.
I don't know.
But who knows? They say, what was his
cocaine's a hell
name?
of a
Pablo
drug.
Escobar. They say he was spending like $10,000 a month on rubber bands or whatever. I don't, who knows how much of that's an exaggeration, but, billions for sure.
Yeah.
Old Freeway Rick Ross was millions daily.
Man.
That's the way to do it right there. Hook up with the CIA.
Millions
But don't start to know
daily.
too much or you're going to end up in prison. And he runs pot stores in L.A. now.
It's crazy, ain't it?
Yep. So bullying. Did we ever close that out?
I don't
Bullying.
think so. I think we kind of just
I think if you're taking
went down
advantage,
another rabbit hole.
if you're taking advantage of somebody weaker than you in whatever way it is, whether it's physically, emotionally, or whatever, that's bullying.
I think that's a good definition. I don't know what the book says, but I think
But
that's
Then when
I
it
bet that's
goes
pretty
into
close.
when it goes into social media, bullying for girls is a different thing. For boys, it's physical, but for girls, it's psychological.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones. So sticks and stones only apply to boys?
I think
Sticks and stones
You know what?
break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I knew that. We knew that by the time we was 4 years old. Everybody knew that.
that's a good adage for boys.
Sticks and stones break your bones. but
Robert Fulgham,
let them say what they want to say.
one of my favorite authors, Robert Fulgham, he wrote the book "All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten." He says, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words might break my heart." And I think with girls, especially young teenage girls, when they get to that point where they're aware of their own physical appearance, so much of their identity is tied to the way they look. Much
Most
more
definitely with women.
than it is for us. Even as they become women, it's always their personal identity and a lot of their self-worth is tied to the way they look. And when it's that important and you're so young that you still haven't learned how to really prioritize, and then you go online and you see the very best, not even the best version of people, a fake version of people. Whether it's filters or whether, nobody takes a picture of themselves first thing in the morning, I don't think. They take a picture of themselves in the, the gown they wore the night before, or, their full makeup and their hair has been done or their nails, whatever it is. You don't see the, the Tuesday afternoon photo when they're, just trying to go to Publix and get a fried chicken or whatever it is, And these young people of all ages, of both genders, but especially young girls, because of their appearance, they see these things and they think they need to, talk about an unattainable goal. And I think that, I don't know, I think they should probably be a little bit older than that before they're starting to look at social media, or at least unfettered. There should be some controls on it for sure. I don't know. I don't know what the real answer is, but I think social media has really, really hurt a lot of young girls before we knew even that it was as big a problem as it is. And that's
But they say we
that psychological bullying.
more connected than ever, but also more disconnected.
Also more disconnected. Yep.
We have more connectivity than ever
The thing I
to
think,
one another.
to me, the difference is social media affects something that is more to the core of girl than to the core of a boy. A girl's psyche, especially at that age, is so much more tied up in her looks, where a boy's self-worth is tied up in his ability to play sports
Physical
and to be
ability.
physical abilities. There you go. His physical abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And a girl's self-worth is much more tied up in her appearance and her psychological abilities. You know, her ability to be kind and sweet. It's not only, you know, you're not as pretty as everybody else, but, you know, you're mean to people, or, you know, she said this to me, or whatever it was.
If
you know,
ain't as pretty, you better be nice.
You better be nice.
You can't be
Yeah.
both.
Yep.
You can't be ugly
that's
and
right.
mean at
You
the
know,
same time.
and
You
those
better have
things,
something going for you.
Yep.
What would you choose? I mean, in your current situation, like, would you choose ugly and nice or pretty and mean? Talking woman wise,
Oh, ugly and nice for sure.
I would too.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll choose ugly and
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
every
yeah.
day.
Yeah. I've said this a
over
million
pretty and
times.
mean.
I remember as I was in my late teens and I was in a shop getting a tire put on my car or something. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember exactly what it was. And this was kind of an old time mechanic shop. You know, it was all grease around and, you know, rags
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. You know, it wasn't the nice. But they had a poster on the wall, one of those girly posters, you know, some chick in a bathing suit and there's water, you know, spraying over or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, the caption on the bottom of it said, "Somewhere somebody's tired of her shit."
I guarantee it.
You know, and if you prioritize looks over everything else, then, you know, you're going to end up, and you're never going to be
Some of
satisfied.
the prettiest girls do the ugliest things.
That's true.
That's what they say.
That's
Shay.
true.
Yeah, I choose.
I happen to be very, very
Now
fortunate.
I will. Now you would ask
You
me
know?
that part 20 years ago. I
Oh,
was
for
like,
sure.
oh man, I want the pretty
Yeah.
girl. Let me give it a
Yeah.
pretty, fuck her.
But 20 years ago, you had the pretty girl.
yeah,
And you
I still do. And she
So,
get better with age.
There you go.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Like I done seen that transformation. Like let's say coming up, and you know, I'm not just talking about my wife, but just women in general. You know, we went to our 20-year reunion.
Right.
The hot girl who had all the boobs and all the ass back in high school, she's fat as hell now.
She's not. Yeah, she's not the
Out
hot
the
girl
3
now.
kids,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
She like the damn Michelin man. Like she swallowed the F-150 tire. Then you get my wife, the skinny girl.
Mm-hmm.
She done actually mature like wine. You
Sure.
know, done grew into her shape. You know, she gets better with age.
You know,
She gets better and better, Shay.
Of course, a little bit older than
okay,
you
so
are.
like let's say the 10 back in high school, and let's just say my wife was a 7
in
all
high
right?
school.
in high school.
Okay.
Okay. 20 years later, my wife's the 10 now, and that 10 back in high school is a damn 5.
Is a 5. Yeah. Yep.
Like my wife's get better with age. Like, damn, your wife's 40? I'm like, yeah, my wife's 40.
Mm-hmm.
She look like she damn 25.
It is a beautiful
She
thing.
continue to, yeah,
I'm a little bit older than you are, but my wife is the same age as you and your wife.
correct.
And yeah, you know, I'm like, okay.
Hey, hey, get the skinny girl, y'all. Get the skinny
Get the
girl.
skinny one.
Get the
That's what
skinny
I'm saying.
girl in high
They,
school.
you
I'm
know,
telling you.
They stay beautiful.
If you go, yep. They go fill out more.
Yep. If you're in it for
what's
the
the
long
word?
game.
Yeah, if you in it
If
for
you're
the
in it for
long
the long
game. Yeah,
game.
if you in it for the long
Yep.
game, get the skinny girl.
Yep. If you're in it for the short game, then, you know,
Go
do
for
what
the
you do. But, you know,
do what you do. Go for the
and you want somebody with some energy when they're
The
40 that
thick
can
one.
still get out and go for a walk with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What do you want life to be like? Look at 20 years down the road.
look at 20
'cause
years down the road.
what you do today is going to make a difference.
It really will.
Yep.
Yeah, Shane.
I've been introspective lately, man.
Ooh, what that mean?
In my own head, thinking in my own thoughts.
Okay.
I had my last toy sales setup, festival show, whatever you want to call it. I call them shows, you know, whatever. I had my last show this past weekend. And so now I've got 2 months, give or take, before I'll be anywhere selling toys. Of course, I've got a lot to do in between time, but, you know,
Like a
this,
self-inventory, self-stock,
yeah, a little bit.
Just kind of.
You know, there's a great line in a Rush song says, I'm not looking back, but I want to look around me now.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of slowing down, played around disc golf today. I've spent a lot of time with my wife and daughter over the last week just doing nothing, which is sometimes the best, you know.
Sometimes doing nothing is
Sometimes the best, yeah.
good.
Catch up, reconnect.
Catch up,
you know,
yep.
Physical contact, you know, let my daughter come and climb on me while I'm trying to do my little, you know, old man yoga stretches or whatever, you know, getting back to stretching and taking care of myself better than I have over the last few months, you know. It's a time to, I don't know, I've just been reflective. I don't know. I don't have any profound wisdom.
I mean, did you come up with anything in your reflection?
A lot of gratitude.
Okay.
A lot of gratitude.
That's the current theme.
You know, in my younger life, I was a restaurant manager.
The consistent theme is
consistent theme is gratitude.
Gratitude.
There's a lot of times doing what I do now where there's a lot of long hours, a lot of late night, you know, some overnighters sometimes, sleeping in my van when I'm going to a show to save the money on a hotel, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's certainly not the best. You know, you don't sleep good in a van outside of a, you know, whatever it is.
You pretty much keep your head on a swivel.
But it's a hustle. Yeah, it's a hustle, you know, and I work hard and I try really hard to make things, as good as I possibly can. And then at certain times during the year, I get a little bit of time to slow down and enjoy what's around me and, you know, let life come in a little bit more. In my previous life, you know, there were 12, 14-hour days. There were 7-day weeks, 10, 14, 15-day stretches, whatever. But there was never the promise of a month sabbatical. You were never going to be able to take a few weeks and just really reconnect and, you know, do what you need to do to get your head back on straight. It was a constant, you know, you were expected to be a perpetual motion machine. And with what I do now, listen, I don't have that steady paycheck and there's a lot of downsides to it. But one of the positive sides, and to me the best positive side, is the ability not only to stop and look around me now, not only to take inventory of myself, but again, that reconnection with my wife and daughter. You know, what's that worth? What would you pay? Back when I was working full-time in a restaurant, if I'd had the option to purchase a month off and just take a month to do the things I need to do to rejuvenate, what would I have been willing to pay for that? $10,000?
Okay.
I don't know.
When you said purchase, I was like, what do you mean purchase,
you
a
know,
month off? Like, okay, like if you had to give up a dollar.
If I had to give up a dollar amount
to have a whole month off.
When my wife and I got married, we took a little 5-day cruise for our honeymoon.
Okay.
It's a nice way to take a honeymoon. You don't have to worry about anything. Your cabin is small, but, you know, not to be crude, but you don't need but a little small cabin, you know.
If it's just you and her, especially if it's just you and her.
It's the two of you, you know, you ain't going to take up much space anyways, if you're doing it right. You know, and it's nice to be taken care of that way. A cruise is good. But anyways, we wanted 10 days off. We were going to take our time, drove down to Mobile, spend an extra night, you know, just kind of, you know, enjoyed each other's company and relish in the fact that we're newlyweds. 10 days off. And I had to go to the owner of the company and basically demand. I said, I'm going. And when I come back, if I don't have a job, Burger King will hire me quick. And they relented, and I took 10 days off. You shouldn't have to fight to have 10 days off to get married. It wasn't like my third time in 10 years. Oh, boss, I'm getting married again. And, you know, whereas now with what I do, not only can I look forward to those times where I have time just to stop and reflect and take care of my mind like I try to take care of my body, you know? And it's my choice when to do that.
That's crazy,
I
Shay.
can do a show or not do a show.
Just think about what you just said, though. I had to go to another man that asked for my time.
Yeah.
That is insane. I had to go to another grown man, a grown man.
Can I say like a slave?
A slave.
Can I say like a slave? I have to ask for permission.
I gotta go ask
to get married
for my time. Yeah. I gotta ask for permission. Just think about that. How many people really would put that in perspective? I gotta go to another grown person and ask for my time. Almost beg or threaten. Burger King will hire me. That is insane.
I never really thought about it exactly like that.
I got to go ask another person for my time.
As a grown man.
As a grown man, I got to go to another grown man and basically plead with him to get 10 days off of work of my time. And I done gave him however many years you probably done gave him.
At that point, years and years.
Years.
Yeah, for sure.
That shit's crazy. I would probably damn near just... I'd probably be like, well, I guess me and Dan the man fit a bill. Dash worst hit city.
Grateful. That's how I feel. Grateful. That's
now you don't got to do that. Now you own your own time.
I own my own time.
You own your own. When you work for these jobs, someone you do.
I own my own consequences. But I owned my own consequences then. If I messed up,
you
then
did. Yep.
You know, and then somebody else was the one that chose those consequences.
And then someone else chose the consequence. Yes.
You know, now if I do something, I have an opportunity to choose my own consequences. Yep.
That is insane.
Yep.
I got to go ask for.
Never really thought about it like that. As a grown man, somebody else owns my time.
That is crazy. Own you.
I was expected back then to report to the company if I was going out of town. On my day off, for any reason whatsoever, if I'm leaving the city,
you got to tell them where.
Let them know. Just send a text to your boss, Shane, and let us know you're not in town. Hell no.
For what?
I never did that shit. Because if something went down at the store you're responsible for, it didn't matter, 24/7. You go.
Golly.
Yep. September 11th, not September 11th.
People not getting paid what they worth. For someone just to have that power over you, you need to be making a whole lot of money.
A whole lot of money. You need to have a stake in the company.
To have that power
If
over
somebody
you.
has that much power over you, then you need to have a stake in the profits of the company. You know, there used to be a saying that they would use. They would say, we want you to have an ownership mentality. We want you to have
Not
an ownership mentality.
but just the ownership mentality.
But yeah, that's, you didn't get the ownership piece of the pie.
Mentality, motherfucker. You need to give me ownership piece of the pie.
I want ownership piece of the pie.
Plain and simple.
Oh, you want to throw a religious one in there? I got a religious example for that.
Okay.
Religious people always say Jesus came to the earth and was tempted just like we are, and yet resisted all those temptations, right? Is it the same temptation when you've already seen heaven? If the story is true, this is God in the form of man, right? Who has been in the presence of God, the big guy upstairs, right? Has seen heaven. He knows all these things, right? Isn't it easier to hold out on some kind of temptation when you know that's what you got in store? If you're out at the club and you got your wife a solid 10 at 40 years old, and you're not at the club, but you know what I'm saying? You're out at a restaurant or whatever, and a cute 7 walks by. Back as a single man, your eye might be turned by the cute 7, right? But you're like, why am I gonna waste time with a cute 7 when I got a 10 at home, right? If you're God the Son, you've seen the 10 in all its glory. It's going to be less of a temptation to resist because you know what's waiting for you, right? Then as somebody like us who hasn't, all we've heard is stories about the gates of pearl. I don't really give a damn about it.
Pearly gates.
You know what I'm saying? The street of gold that doesn't, I don't even like bling. But you know what I'm saying? It's a metaphor.
The pearly gates.
Yeah. It's just a different, different way of looking at it. I don't know where I got to all that.
I don't know.
It's holiday time.
It is holiday time.
You got big plans for the holidays? What
No,
you
we
doing
do for New Year's though.
Okay.
Christmas time we go get. New Year's we're going to Clearwater.
Okay.
Clearwater, Tampa, somewhere down in that area. Yeah, we gonna spend about 3-4 days out there on the beach.
Just hanging out at the beach.
Yeah, that's usually our tradition on New Year's.
I remember that now that you said that.
Yeah, we try to go to
somewhere.
the beach. These last couple of years, Cynthia been pregnant, so we haven't been
That's
participating
harder
in that
to do.
tradition. Yeah, but now, the kids are a little
Clearwater's
bit older.
nice.
We never been, and we always try to choose a different beach.
Yeah.
Every year, so like we've been to Savannah, we've been to Miami, we've been to what's that? Fort Walton.
Fort Walton.
Yeah, been there. So we chose Clearwater this
Fort
time.
Walton's nice.
Yeah.
Fort Walton's nice.
Fort Walton. Yeah, been to Orange Beach.
Orange Beach, yeah.
Been to Orange. So I think we're going to do Clearwater this year. Maybe next New Year we might do in Texas.
Galveston?
Galveston.
What is that lake out there?
I think we're going to try to do Galveston
There's
next
a big
year.
lake out there that is a big beach destination. I guess they've gotten some sand brought in. What, Lake Havasu?
I never been.
Lake Havasu, I think. I can't remember why that
I thought that was in
came into
Utah.
No, Lake Havasu is in Texas. I can't remember why. There might be a festival or something I heard about out there.
In Galveston?
I don't think it's in Galveston. It might be a different one, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about Texas. Only thing I ever did in Texas was change planes.
Oh, had a layover or change the flight
Fly
or
into
whatever. Yeah,
Fort
flying
Worth,
in
you
Fort
know.
Worth. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
never even left the airport. So
I done spent some time
I'll
in
probably
Texas.
be going though. That's where Joel that we
That's where
interviewed
they
on the
went.
show.
Okay.
They moved to Austin. No, it's not Austin. They moved somewhere out there.
Corpus Christi,
I don't know if I heard
Dallas, Fort Worth. Was one of the big areas?
Yeah.
Houston?
Might be.
Yeah.
It might be Houston.
Austin.
It might be Austin. I'm not real sure. I'd like for it to be Austin. That's where Joe Rogan's comedy club is. Like
I
go out
think
there and
he
go to the
lives
comedy
in Austin
mothership.
too. I think
so.
I know
yeah.
he moved to Texas. I don't know if it's in Austin
I think it's Austin, but I'm not sure either.
specifically, but he did move. He
know.
say he got out of California and went
Jack
to
squad
Texas.
about Texas. Yeah.
It's big
He
as
got
hell.
out when COVID.
That's what it is. It's big.
It's big, yeah.
It's big.
Huge. That's what they say.
Huge.
Drive all day.
I
You're
see
still
why
in
they were
Texas.
like Texas
Holy
could
cow.
be his own damn little nation. It's huge. 80-mile-an-hour speed limits
or more.
or more. Yeah,
They got that private
It's
road
like
out
that,
there
yeah.
that's like 90 miles an hour. They contracted with a company. The company built a toll road, and they paid for it, paid for the whole road and everything. But part of the contract was they had to let them rate it for 90 miles an hour travel.
Shit, we running 90 on 565 out here.
For sure. And this one is
So,
it's big wide
just a
lanes. It's
big
meant
old
to go
wide
fast
lane.
on.
Hey.
It's nobody coming in and out. It's just
Whatever.
a straight shot with guardrails. Yeah, let me open it up.
Cars
you
are
know.
built for that now.
I don't want to do 90 in my old van.
I think
though,
they're
man.
built. Well, your old van, but I'm talking about new cars now. They're built for.
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure. 90 is
You know,
nothing.
I think we need to up the speed limits across the nation because
Well, back when I was riding
cars
my
can do
Hayabusa,
80 miles an hour like it ain't your cheapo.
Yeah,
you know,
every
little
car is going to run 80
bucket.
for sure.
Yeah, can run 80 like it ain't nothing.
Back
Your
when I was
little
riding my
four-banger.
bike, man, it's like, okay, 100 is nice. That's about the right speed on a Hayabusa. If you're making time, 100, you know, that's fast enough to eat up some miles and slow enough where you know, yeah, I liked 100.
Right.
That was a nice round speed. Now on my old van, you're lucky if I'm doing the speed limit. The speedometer.
No, man, you get to roll in that old van.
The speedometer.
When I came by you the other day, I was doing about 80, and you was.
Oh,
shit,
yeah?
you had to be busting at least 70, 75.
The speedometer doesn't work on it.
You had to be going at least 70,
yeah?
75 when I came by
I
you.
pull up my GPS if I'm going somewhere to try and keep from, you know, going too fast or whatever, and then set the cruise. But I mean, it's got a 318.
Do you got a
it's
good
got, you know,
butt dial in you? Like if you're on a bus, can you tell how fast the bus going?
I don't know about a bus necessarily, but I get pretty close in the van. I think within.
Like I know 50 and I know 70. I know if I'm going slower than 70.
Yeah.
I know if I'm going faster than 50.
Yeah.
I
I'm
can
with you
get.
there. I can
I
probably
got a
keep
good
you
range
between
between
60 and 70.
Yeah,
But like I said, if
easily.
I'm going somewhere, I'll pull up the GPS and then set the cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, you know, whatever. I guess I could fix the speedometer, but I got a GPS, so I don't, you know, I mean, I can, you know.
GPS now.
I got other things
How
on that
amazing
van
is
to
that,
fix.
man? That technology. I'm
That's
like, how
something.
do we live without this shit?
How did we live without it?
You know, I'm like, I could just say, boom, Google, take me here.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, boop, boop. And it get me there within the minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's,
You know, what, plus or minus 2.
And the one thing I really like is that you can see where there's a traffic jam.
It tell
when it
you
turns
where
red.
Yep.
And especially if it's somewhere around local, like, okay, I might be able to get around that. You know what I'm saying? I might,
How
you
do
know,
we live
I might
without
know
this shit, Shay?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I'm like, how do we get anywhere?
Now, I still think if you give me an old Rand McNally Atlas, you know what I'm saying? Did you ever have one of those? It's a great big old
Mm-hmm. I
book. You know,
did,
you had
yeah.
one, you know, back then you had
That was
one in
still
your-
early 2000s. You still used
for
the
sure.
Atlas.
Yeah.
You still, yeah.
Yeah, and you had one in your car
Yeah, you
regardless.
kept
It was
one in the
back
car.
there no matter
Yep.
what. And if something went down, you knew you could pull it up and you could get pretty much wherever you needed to go if you had a.
But I mean, it can get you
know?
there like exactly where I want to go.
Exactly, yeah. Oh,
Not
for sure.
not to the state or to this area.
To
I
the
want to
house.
go to this house.
To the house,
Yeah, it can
yeah.
tell you. I mean,
Yep.
it's amazing.
Yep.
That technology.
And like I never had any problem. You know, I never tried to go somewhere I couldn't get before GPS, but I use the hell out of it now.
Oh man.
And the thing is, I'm even worse at directions than I ever was before because it's real easy to just tell the GPS to do something and then, you know, I don't have to pay attention. I like the physical act of driving. I enjoy the, you know, driving through the streets. But as far as the navigation part, I suck at it. Jessica's great at it. We make a good team. We make a good team on a
Our
road trip.
kids will never know a time before phones and this type of technology.
For sure. Do we teach?
They gonna
how
think
much of the old ways
this
is
the way it
important to teach
always
them?
been. Like it always been this way.
How much of the old
I
ways is
think-
it important to teach them? All right, cursive, and I'm gonna throw out a couple things.
Okay.
You ready? Cursive in high school.
No.
Important or not important?
Not important.
Addressing an envelope.
Important.
Shoot, I had another one that was good. Changing a tire.
Very important.
Very important.
We still go have fucking tires. We ain't
was the last
we ain't
time-
got the flying cars yet.
When was the last time you
We
had
ain't
to
in the
change a tire
Jetsons
on the
yet.
fly?
Recently, within a month. Not change the tire. I patched the tire. I took the tire off, put a plug in it, and filled it back up.
On the road?
No, not on the road.
Okay.
I was at the house.
When was the last
Came
time you
out.
had to do it on the road?
Ooh.
If you don't fix this tire here on the side of the road, you're not going.
It's been a minute since I
Me
had
too.
to change one on the side of the road.
I'm contemplating
Now
taking a
that
spare
came
tire
out.
off of the back of that van.
Tires are built pretty good too now. I
They're
mean,
built
that's
pretty
another
good.
technology that's
another
got
technology. Yeah.
better. Because usually you just don't have a blowout unless your tire. You just know your tires are bad or bald.
Correct.
You'll
Even
get
if
a
you
leak.
catch a nail, you'll probably
catch a
get
nail.
there.
You can get wherever you need to go.
And if you got one of
typically.
those you got one of those little compressors in your
I
car.
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
See,
I
if
keep
you
one in
know,
the car.
you
Yep.
get one on eBay online for like $30, $40, made in China, but it'll pump up your tire on the side of the road.
Yep.
It sure will.
It's been a minute since I had to change a tire on the side of the road.
Yep.
Been a minute.
Me too.
Rarely happens.
A lot of the new cars don't even have spare tires. They got a can of Fix-A-Flat.
Now I won't. Now I like to plug my tires if the tire's still good. So I won't put that Fix-A-Flat in my tire.
No, I'm going to plug it. Yeah,
I'll plug it up. You know that Fix-A-Flat will mesh your tire off.
And I got a plug kit in the van. Theoretically, I could plug one on the side of the road and pump it back up. I had to do that on a motorcycle a few times. I got a tiny little baby air compressor.
Plug motorcycle tire.
I mean, if it's that or you in the middle of nowhere,
We're plugging that bad boy up.
you plug it up. And
Even
then
if I got to sit there,
yeah. And
manually pump that
and
bad
then
boy
you ease
up.
on up into a place and get a new tire on it for sure. But yeah, and I got some damn good plugs for the motorcycle. They're specially made for motorcycle. Like I'm still with you. I'm gonna get to a place and get the tire changed. But this is not your regular pop it in there, twist it a couple times with some stuff on it. It's got a special. It's kind of like a tampon for your car, for your tire. It's got a special applicator, and you put that in there, and then you push the patch in through there, and it mushrooms out on the other side. You pull the
I see.
applicator out,
Those are the
pull it
real
tight.
good. Yeah, those are good plugs. Yeah.
They say it's rated. You can, do 100 mile an hour with one in there. I wouldn't know, but I plugged my Busa one time specifically. I was in Georgia taking back roads. I'll turn here. I don't know where this goes. Let's see. Just doing one of those, and caught a nail. And it was leaking out. Anyways, I put one in there and I went like another 400 miles on it. Just tried to take it easy. I didn't rip on it, but honestly speaking, I feel like I could have.
That probably would have helped.
I think it probably would have held. I wasn't finna take a chance.
But I wouldn't take the chance on a motorcycle tire.
Yeah. I pulled into a Harley dealership. It was Harley Davidson / a bunch of imports. And I had them put a rear tire on there. They had one that fit the Busa, right? The correct size and everything.
It was actually Harley Davidson.
Yeah, but it
in
was
collaboration with imports.
I know. I've never seen anything like it before.
You don't really see that too much, yeah.
But they
might have a couple imports out there that's traded in.
No, they had the signs on the building, all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, they put a rear tire on there, and I get going down the road and realize I didn't check it, and I pulled over somewhere and checked it, and sure enough, that tire was tight as a banjo string. I mean, the chain was tight as a banjo string. Harleys have a belt on them, and those are tight. That carbon fiber belt, they got to be tight. And they tightened up that chain. I turned back around and went down in there and supervised correctly tensioning that. Because I had a long ways to go. I mean, you'll wear out a sprocket quick. Or your bearings, if it comes to it. So, yeah, but the patch, like I said, it's not the ideal thing. But if I'm out there in the middle of nowhere and I need to get somewhere, it saved my ass a few times.
That's it on the 21 questions.
Oh, I didn't have 21 for sure. All right, important or not important to pass on to our kids?
They all about us.
Let's see. Starting a fire.
Important.
Important?
Yeah. Especially for a guy.
Why?
If you want to grill, which typically most guys do.
Okay.
We do the grilling.
Okay, that's true.
If you need to start a little campfire or something, you out camping with some buddies or something one night, we need to know how to start a fire.
And not for nothing, if it's a chilly night and you've got a young lady and you can start a fire and you can huddle around it together.
Yeah.
That's a good skill to have.
Good bonfire is always nice.
A good bonfire is always nice.
So, I think you need to know how to start a fire.
Yep.
I think that should be a skill you should know.
Old ways versus new ways.
Girl, it's easy to love me now.
What about writing a check?
Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, girl? Write a check.
I don't know the song. Who was that?
That's 50.
Okay.
50.
I don't
write
know.
a check important.
It is important to know how to write a check.
Especially running a business. If you just getting a 9-to-5 paycheck and using your debit card on everything, who cares? But if I got it, like I had to write 2 checks earlier this week. I had to write 2 checks.
What about
out of my business account?
How important is it to know how to sit down at a formal meal?
Not important.
Not important at all?
No.
What about...
When the last time you had to know which fork to use?
Not necessarily knowing which fork to use, but to be able to conduct yourself like a lady or a gentleman in a formal situation. Dress up, put on the nicest clothes you have.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I'm thinking you're
Not
talking like
necessarily,
just
it's
table
like-
etiquette. Like,
yeah.
okay, I know this is my salad fork, my dinner
the
fork.
table fork
my-
is fairly easy. That one's pretty easy, and you just
Okay.
go inside out. Whatever they bring you first, that's what you use the first fork for. The second, of course, you use the second set of silverware, and the third, you can tell a soup spoon from a teaspoon.
Yes.
And the only thing you use a teaspoon for is to stir your tea.
Just stir your old tea. Yeah.
A soup spoon is for the soup, and then I don't think you'll have a dinner spoon. But as far as forks, you got to, they kind of go right in order. Jessica knows more about that than I do. She could probably set a formal table. Knows which side to put the glasses on, and I don't know how all that works. But certain things. Hit a golf ball.
Important? Are you at
Important or not important?
No,
I don't know. I'd kind of be in the middle there.
I don't think it's important.
I think there are times when being able to hit a golf ball can be an advantage.
That's just like saying shoot a basketball. You don't got to know how to shoot a basketball.
But it don't hurt.
Don't hurt. Yeah.
I don't know if I would say unimportant.
Yeah, I wouldn't know if I
Okay.
wouldn't call it unimportant either, but it ain't in the world if you don't know how to hit a golf ball.
You should be able to. You should be at least somewhat proficient in some sort of physical skill. If you can't shoot hoops, maybe you can hit a golf ball. If you can't hit a golf ball, maybe you can hit a baseball well. But, you should be at least above average proficient at something physical. I think that's important.
Male and female?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, male and
for
female.
both.
I do. Yeah. Obviously, it's a different scale for females, but to be confident in yourself in one physical ability, you got something. Well, I might, maybe I can't hit a golf ball, but you ought to see me throw a frisbee or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To know what it feels like to be physically competent at something is a confidence that I think we ought to give to our kids if we can. I think that's important for the human experience. Excuse me.
In 2026. I don't know,
I do.
Shay. Kids don't even go outside no more.
Mine does.
She's the rare.
Well, she's going to be the rare because yeah.
Kids don't even go outside
She
no
could
more,
be watching.
Shay.
She could be watching her favorite cartoon. I could whisper in her ear, "Do you want to go outside?" She'll beat me to the door. You got to put shoes on. I don't want to wait that long. I want to go right now. Outside. Here we go. It doesn't even matter. It's cold. That doesn't matter. I'm going outside. Yep.
We was outside all day.
All day.
All day.
Couldn't
I
wait
was
to get outside.
We was out, but we didn't have the video games and the phones and the technology and the entertainment.
You had video
But it wasn't
games.
like it is now, though.
That's
It was
true.
nowhere
Yeah.
near the way
You had
it is now,
what
where it
was
could
a
keep
video
you entertained
console?
all day.
What was a console video? Did you have
Nintendo?
Okay,
Yeah. Nintendo was the first one. Then I got a Sega in like 90, 91, somewhere in there, I think.
I had
with
the early
Sega
Atari,
Genesis.
and then I didn't have anything beyond that.
I never caught the Atari.
Yeah, the very first one.
The
I
very
was
first one.
I was like 10 when it came out.
What year that would have been?
Early 80s. Probably 81, 82.
Okay.
I was born in
'Cause I
71.
was born in 85.
So it probably would have come out in I bet the original Atari came out in late 79. That's
Okay.
my guesstimate.
Okay.
And by the time we got one, it was probably mid 80s or whatever. We had the Sears version. It didn't say Atari on it. It said Sears on it. And it played exactly the same. It looked a little bit different. People come over, they'll be like, "What the hell is that? Shut up, put your Atari thing
Yeah,
in."
yeah, it works.
Fine.
Yeah,
It plays
It's
Atari. I mean, it
backwards
plays Frogger or
compatible.
whatever. It works.
Pong.
I'm sure it was officially Pong.
Pong,
Yeah, Pong, man.
fucking frog,
I would
yeah,
play Pong
Pong.
tonight. Dude, if I had Pong on my TV, I want to get one of those. You seen those consoles that'll play like every video game imaginable, I want to get one of those. Put a little stool on it, put it right there in the living room. Play video games. Back in the day, playing video games was an interactive experience because you had to go to the arcade.
Or
You had
Pizza
to-
Hut.
You had to put
Remember
your
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, the damn video game table.
Yep.
You could sit there, eat your pizza, and play damn
And play Pac-Man or
Pac-Man.
whatever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or damn Galaga
Galaga. Dude, I used to play Galaga, man.
at Pizza Hut.
At Pizza Hut.
Man.
You know who still has a Galaga machine? Stanley O's.
Okay.
Stanley O still has a Galaga machine. Every time I go get me one, I
What
go
else?
in and put a
What
couple
else,
quarters
Jay?
in it.
Important.
What else important or not?
Do you think cursive
is-
important?
Do I think what?
Cursive.
No,
Yeah.
I do not.
For one, people who writing that shit, you can't read it hard half the time. People
Yeah,
who still
yeah,
writing,
yeah.
you sitting there
Yeah.
like, Oh, just write in English.
Yeah.
Or plain
If
old.
you want to fancy up your writing, learn old-fashioned
manuscript.
calligraphy. You know what I'm saying, and do it right. Cursive is just a, yeah.
Lazy handwriting.
Cursive was invented as a way to make handwriting faster.
Lazy.
Yeah, lazy handwriting. Yeah,
And then everybody's cursive's
Not necessary.
different. And so you like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I think that says, okay.
Yeah, not necessary.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't think so. So
I think it is good to have a good signature, though.
My signature sucks.
My signature sucks too. I said, but once we get famous, we got to get a decent signature, Shane.
Mr. Producer Man says typing.
Yes. Yes.
Can you type?
I can still type fairly okay.
Yeah.
But when I was sitting in front of a computer a lot, I can really.
Yeah, I never learned
It was one of those skills, the more you do it, the
I could
better
learn
you
how to
got at
type.
it.
I'm sure I could teach myself how to type. I know that, I understand the concept, but I can't.
I can still sit there and type without looking.
Pretty soon
It'll be slow, though.
I use my phone for most things, and I use the voice recognition. I have to go back and edit it some, but when I do the titles and descriptions for the show, I just use my phone and I dictate it into voice,
Right.
and then whatever I want to change, I change to make it look the way I want it to look, and go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Which like the Jetsons. So all right, here's one.
So do you think a good signature is important? Like, say once we get famous, or is that something you gonna work on and practice?
No, for sure not. No.
Or you
no,
just
no.
gonna be
No.
you just gonna scribble some shit on someone's poster?
I mean, I've got a signature now that would be. From time to time, I get a request to sign the toys that I make. It happens regularly enough where I carry a Sharpie with me
Okay.
because people want me to sign the stuff and/or date it. I did several of those in
How does it
Franklin.
look?
Where you sign it. It's kind of choppy, but it is what it is. People seem happy when I sign their stuff. It feels kind of weird, but it is what it is. And I would use the same thing I do now. It's quick.
Same crooked ass signature.
So let me ask you this. This is one I've been contemplating lately.
My signature sucked too, though.
What about wheat thins? Wheat thins. What about wearing a hat inside of a restaurant? Is it okay to come into a restaurant and sit down wearing a hat, or should you take it off?
I think it's okay.
Second floor,
I think.
hardware,
I think.
children's wear,
Let me explain
ladies'
why I think it's
lingerie.
okay. I think it's okay because
Okay.
it's more. I come from more of a rebellious standpoint on it. Because when I was in the military, you would always have to take your hat off inside,
Right.
no matter restaurant, whatever the
What's the reason for
venue
that?
was. You just took your covering off inside.
That's always been back in the day, take your hat off and you come
Yep.
inside, take your hat off and you sit down at the
So
table.
now I'm not in the military. I'm like, can't nobody tell me to take my fucking hat off. Now I'm a grown ass man. So
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't understand.
not that it makes a difference,
It's one of those things where just because we've always done it that way, I think.
And
And I
the
don't
one
care
time I
about
did
why
take
we-
it off in a restaurant, I left it because I set it in the damn chair that no one was using.
Yep.
And I got up and didn't even notice it was gone
Lost
to
your
the
hat.
next day. Lost my damn hat.
Yeah, I don't bother taking my hat off in a restaurant anymore.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care.
If somebody's offended because of my hat, move on. How is it possibly affecting your dinner that I'm wearing a hat in the restaurant? Makes no sense to me. I don't know. Not important, I think.
I don't think so.
What about your kids calling adults sir or ma'am? Or like Mr. So-and-so? What does
I
Leilani...
think it's important.
What does Leilani call me? She just calls me
Mr.
Shane, does she?
Shane.
Does she call me Mr. Shane?
I'm pretty sure she does. I doubt she calls you Shane.
Okay.
I never heard my daughter just call a adult by their first name.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I doubt.
Leilani's just Leilani to me, so she could be like, hey, dude. I wouldn't even think twice.
I never heard her call just an adult by the first name. If she gonna call you by the first name, she gonna say Mr. whatever your first name is.
Okay. I'm sure she didn't call me Mr. Knox.
No, she probably just call you Mr. Shane.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how important I think that is.
I think it's just respect, especially for adults.
For a child to an
For
adult.
a child to an adult, just showing respect.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That one I've struggled with.
I still probably would call someone older than me Mr. So and so or Sir. Or older gentleman.
You know, there
like
was
someone old enough to be my mother.
there
or father.
was a time when getting old was an achievement in and of itself. You know, you must have done something to, you know, either you were smart
They say
enough not
fools
to get
don't get
killed,
old,
or, you
but-
know, fools don't get old or whatever. But nowadays,
I met some foolish ass old people.
nowadays fools get old.
Yeah, nowadays fools get old.
You meet somebody and they're, you know, they've gotten to be 70 years old, and just because they're 70 years old. I know some 70-year-old dumbasses, man.
just like, damn, how the hell
dumb.
you make it to 70?
Just dumb. But our society is so I don't say easy, but kind of. I mean, comparatively speaking,
We on easy mode.
There's very little in life relative to the rest of known human history. There's very little in our daily lives that can kill us. Cars are probably the most dangerous, you know.
Diseases, you know, that will wipe populations out. You know,
Right.
famines, we don't have that stuff no more.
Yeah, not here.
Not here in America.
They do
yeah.
in other places, but not here. You know, so just because you made it to 70 is not really any great feat. You know, yeah, if you were a 30-year-old dumbass,
We got seatbelts,
we got seatbelts.
helmets.
There's no lions, tigers, the bears are pretty much
wild
confined,
ass animals,
you know.
about to come
Yeah.
eat your ass or whatever.
You don't have to heat your house with wood that you cut, so you're not cutting yourself with your axe or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know.
Cutting your damn,
Yeah.
chopping half your foot off.
You got
you know.
OSHA at work, so you ain't falling off of the building or whatever.
Even the workplace done got a lot safer
Yep.
and sanitized.
Yep. I don't know. You know what?
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, I think all
course.
those things are good. You know,
But it does change your opinion of, you know, okay, you made it to be 100 years old. Okay, well, you know, cool. But, you know, once again, I know some, you know, if you weren't smart when you were 30, you're probably still not smart when you're 100.
probably not.
You know, if you weren't smart when you were 40, you know, you probably should have already been smart by then. You know? And it
When do
kinda
you
is what it is.
when do you think?
But to me, the solution is treat everybody that you meet with the respect that they, you know, assume that they are smart. Assume that they are decent people. And if they turn out to be, you know, dumbass assholes, well, then, you know, you can change your opinion of them. But it's, you know, if you start out thinking the best out of people, then, you know, no matter what their age is.
that's how we start out.
You know,
yeah,
just
I
be
start
respectful.
out thinking the best. Yeah, I'm start out thinking the best.
But I ain't never calling you Mr. Q.
You don't gotta call
Mr.
Mr.
Darden. Mr. Darden. I might call you Mr. Darden. That doesn't sound too bad.
He's like Mr. Darden.
Mr. Darden. Here with my co-host.
What do you say? Call me
Mr.
what you
Darden.
want. Just
Spell my name right.
Shane. Let me get one of them shame nomenclatures. Call me what you want. Just spell my
Just
name
spell my
right.
name
That's
right.
it. You call me what
Yep.
you want. Sticks and stones, Shane.
That's right.
Words don't
That's what
really
I was
hurt my
always taught.
feelings. To a point.
To a point.
Yeah, I can't get.
And at least we're not supposed to admit that they do.
You know, if you being disrespectful, you know, it's only so much a man can take.
Right.
Disrespect. But
there
sticks and
has to be
stones. But
intent.
sticks and stones.
There has to be intent to disrespect.
Don't put your hands on
Because
it.
sometimes the most, you know, if you heard some of Daniel and I's conversations late at night, you know, there's no punches pulled.
After hours.
That's some dumb shit you said right there. I don't care. I'm doing it anyways. All right, do it. But I'm just telling you now it's dumb. And then later on, be like, remember that thing I told you was dumb? How did that work out for you? You're a dumbass. I don't care, man. Shut up. Yeah, I mean, you know, but coming back full circle to the way we started the conversation is that is a way of holding one another accountable,
I think we all should hold people accountable.
especially among men. And if you see your boy doing something stupid,
Let them know it's stupid.
you need to be calling it out that it's stupid. You know, otherwise, I mean, how good of a friend are you really?
Right.
Are you really smoking cigarettes? You know what I'm saying?
In 2025?
If you want to smoke cigarettes, go ahead and smoke cigarettes. But I'm going to, you know, and that's what I'm still guilty of, you know.
We know what the Surgeon General done told people.
We know, you know.
It's on the damn, it's on the packs now, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, it has been for years.
What you think the average age of a smoker is now?
Oh, that's a good question. Certainly older. The
That
young people don't.
cigarette smoker.
Yeah,
not-
cigarettes.
young people smoke
The young
vapes and
people
shit.
aren't smoking
You think
that
it's
much
40?
cigarettes, I don't think. Probably.
Over 40, maybe the
I
average
bet
age
around 40
of a smoker.
of a cigarette smoker. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet it is. I bet it's high.
Yeah, and getting, you know, I mean,
Getting
there's only
higher.
so high
Yeah, I
it can
think
go,
people
though,
go.
you know?
I think that's probably gonna be one of those
I mean,
markets that's gonna phase out.
My girl Toe Ring Bonnie.
Yeah.
80
she
83 years old,
raised it.
still
She
puffing
raised
away.
the damn
Yeah.
bar on it.
Yep.
Now, typically, if young people smoke tobacco, they usually doing like a hookah or something. They going to a hookah.
If
lounge,
anything, yeah.
anything.
Maybe some cigars,
Maybe
especially
a
for a young
cigar.
man. Yeah, but I
And
think
I doubt
things
most
have
young
gone to
people
vapes.
smoking cigars. Even when we go to the sip, you don't see young people in there.
No. Of
Early
course,
20s.
it's a bar. You got to be at least
Yeah.
21 to be in there. I mean,
Correct. Someone 21 would be young.
Oh,
Even for
sure.
me,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah,
young
yeah.
man
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, that
Yeah,
21-year-old.
for sure.
How
young was Cruella DeVille wasn't all that old, was she?
She was in her 30s,
Was
early
she?
30s.
Yeah, I guess she
Because remember I
was.
told her how picky she was being? I was like, well, good luck finding what you're looking for.
Hadn't found it yet.
She ain't going to find it.
She might.
No.
I don't know.
No.
There's some weird dudes out there, man.
She ain't going to find it. She had a tall order. She didn't cook or clean either. And she wanted him to pay all the bills.
There's a dude out there that hit it on some crypto or something that
No.
some dudes like to be whooped.
And I ain't
man.
even asked if she was a single mom, if she had kids. Don't let her have some
No,
kids.
she didn't have any kids.
She didn't have no kids.
No,
okay.
we did talk about that.
Man.
Yeah, she never wanted any kids.
And don't want no kids?
Never wanted any kids.
Oh.
There's a dude out there that hit it big on crypto that wants exactly that. I'm telling you, man. I lived in this house one time.
She'd be like dragging an anchor around.
My
fucking
next
the
door
rest of your
neighbor
life.
was an engineer on the Arsenal, made good money, and he was investing in property, and he had some crypto back then. If he still got it, he did really, really well. But this dude, he was a small of stature person, small, thin, probably weighed $140, soaking wet. His wife probably weighed 250.
Oh.
Big old girl. She's a biggin'. She probably
250
kept
for a
him waiting
girl
night.
is
She was
huge.
probably, and she wasn't tall.
She could be 6 foot and still be huge.
No.
at
She was
250.
probably like 5'6",
Oh,
something like
even
that.
worse.
Yeah, she was a big one, right?
Oh, she's raw as that damn doorway over there.
They lived within a block of her mother, and her mother came over every single day.
Oh, yeah, deal with the wife and the
she
mom.
she would pull up and just walk up in the house. She never knocked. I mean, I'd be outside cutting the grass. These, we didn't have big lots or whatever. It was very obvious. And I remember we were having a conversation at the back fence, and I can't remember how it came up. But with him present right there, her mother said, "Oh no, when he married her, he got me too." He said, "We're a team." Like, okay, but
Well,
point
I
being,
better be able to hit you like I hit my wife did. Like if it's a team,
I'm telling you, man, he was 100% whooped. He
I
spent
would've
his
been
free
able to
time
look.
playing
If
video
I'm-
games,
if
but
you-
he was investing money too. Now he was doing, but he was whooped. That's what he
I
liked.
have a mother and daughter duo, whatever. If that's gonna
Yeah,
be the
well.
case,
or what you? Oh, I see what you say. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think there was much of that going
if you
on,
want
man.
me to treat you like I
Yeah.
treat my wife, you got
You know what,
you
man?
got some roles and responsibilities.
My
right?
house and my family are mine, and I'm the sovereign. My wife and
Oh
I
yeah,
make decisions together,
The
but
sovereign.
you will. You
The
ain't
buck
gonna-
stops here, though.
The buck stops here.
That's it.
And you're not finna come
of
in my
course
house
we
and
make
tell me what's what.
decisions, but the buck stops here.
Correct. And I don't care who you are or what, I will be quick to pull you aside and lay down ground rules. I got no problem with that
Especially by
whatsoever.
house.
I need you to understand that, my wife and I met when I was already in my early 30s. Mm-hmm. I was 31 or 32 when we met, 33 maybe. And so I'd been in the world making my own way for quite some time. I'd been up, I'd been down. Dallas, Texas, Hollywood. I ain't asking for much. I said, Lord, take me downtown. I'm just looking for some touch.
That's it.
Yep. But, I was an established man, and my mother-in-law and I had some conversations, and we worked things out. But you work things out by talking about it.
But why
And-
do you even have to? I would think that's just normal etiquette for anyone. Like I'm not fit to go in another man's house and
Different people
act
do
like
different
I'm
things.
in charge or try to change any rules or anything like that. Like I'm
For
gonna
sure.
respect your home like I respect my home, and I respect the same out of anyone else.
That's
like I
what
don't
I
think you
feel.
got to have those conversations with men that have their own homes.
You shouldn't have to.
And
No,
that
yeah,
run
yeah,
their
yeah.
own
I shouldn't
homes.
have to. But, in my personal
If you say
situation,
take your shoes off at your door, I'm taking my
take my shoes off.
I'm taking my
or
shoes
don't come
off
in the
at-
house.
or don't come in the
I'm
house.
choosing whether I'm going to be there. When I'm in your house, I'm following your rules.
Correct.
In my particular situation, the one thing that's probably best to remember is that my wife is significantly younger than I am. So when I was 30, when we met, she was 22, just had turned 22, and I'm 33. The mindset of a parent towards a 22-year-old who hasn't been out and making her own way in the world for a while is very different than it would have been, say if she had been my age.
Okay.
And so, it's good to establish, good fences make good neighbors. And we had civil conversations, my mother-in-law and I did, and now we both understand one another and life is peaceful. And to me, that's the way to do it. There was never any reason to fight about anything. This makes me uncomfortable, and you're in my home. When I'm in your home, I'll follow your rules. And if I don't like your rules, I'll leave your home.
I'll leave. Yep.
And you won't have to ask me to leave. I'm going to be respectful, and it needs to be the same way in my home. But I mean, there never was any kind of real, nothing nothing too bad.
Okay.
Sit down and talk about it ahead of time. If you see something coming, when Madeline was, when Jessica was pregnant with Madeline, we sat down and said, hey, there's some things about the way that we want to raise our child. I think most people do that. They sit down and they talk to their family, the people that they most care about. These are some of the expectations that we have, and we would like Jessica didn't want any plastic toys early on. Now we're okay with it, but early on that was important. And it's like, okay, people are going to be respectful most of the time. That's what I think. If you treat people respectfully, they'll treat you respectfully back.
So this was Jessica's first biological kid.
Correct.
Your third.
Correct.
How was the parenting different? Like, was she more like a helicopter more parent, and then you were more hands off, or were y'all about equally the same with that?
Oh,
like being her first kid, she like ooh, I want to,
There were things,
and then it's like, oh, let kids be kids. Like I'm on Ezra. I'm like,
yeah. There have been some of those things. Any first time new mother is going to be a little bit more picky until they figure out what they feel like works best for them, I think. But Jessica's never been, some new moms are like really overbearing and, this and that. There were some early on, it would really upset Jessica if I let somebody else hold Madeline.
Okay.
When she was little.
Why?
It wasn't a rational thing. It was just it bothered her for whatever, sometimes things just bother you, But no, for the most part, she's been pretty relaxed.
I guess it depends on the person.
I think it does depend on the person.
I don't want dad and the man holding my baby,
Yeah.
But if you would have came and picked up my baby, I'm like, whatever.
It would have been okay for you, somebody like yourself or whatever. But there was a time I was doing a show downtown, and I had Madeline, and Jessica had walked away, and somebody that I knew that Jessica didn't know, was holding her. I was standing right there, right there. But Jessica's not been. But keep in mind, she was 40 when Madeline was born. So she was already grown and emotionally mature.
Correct.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it had been different at 22, or whatever
emotionally
it was.
Mature.
She's much more emotionally mature, obviously, at 40.
You think who mature faster emotionally, men or women?
Oh, women. I think in general, women.
I disagree.
You think men mature emotionally faster?
Mature emotionally.
So
I think it's different levels of maturity. Women might mature as far as responsibility. Things that they have to get done, taking care of business. I think men could be a little bit more lackadaisical with certain things. We could be like more procrastination. We probably can procrastinate a little bit more than women. I think
probably
coming
true.
up. But emotionally, I think we do mature faster in that realm.
I don't know if
I think that's where we kind of beat out women with our maturity.
I think we learn early on to suppress our emotions.
And that's probably what it is.
And that can be seen, I think, as emotional maturity. I think as we get older, if we don't learn how to process some of those, suppressed emotions, then
which would seem like more emotional maturity. But it's just suppressing emotion.
Yeah, although part of emotional maturity is knowing when to suppress your emotion.
It.
If you're driving down the road, I don't care what else is happening in the car. Your number one job,
focus on the road.
You got to focus on that road. At least you get it stopped. Then deal with whatever you got to deal with. You can't. It might be a rattlesnake. I'm thinking worst case scenario. You're riding down the road and something crazy happens. What? It's a rattlesnake coming after you.
Or driving down the road. My mom would still whoop my ass.
Oh yeah,
driving down the road. We doing 50 down the road. She turned all the way around with my ass.
Just swinging blind.
Just swing or turned around.
You could be the one that you might not be the one that did.
Because I done fucked something up.
You might not be the one that did.
Kicking the back of the chair or something.
You catch like a side swing.
Man. I knew even with discipline, like we haven't had our kids in years. Like I never put hands on Leilani, but I did whoop my first kid, my first son. He used to get not beat, but I done
Right.
spanked him. It was more of a spanking. I
Sure.
don't want to say it was a beating, but I would say, look, I don't have no emotions involved with it. I fit to give you 3 pops on your butt, and we gonna call it good. You go to your room.
Right.
My wife, on the other hand, she'll get the bell and she'll just go to town till she get tired. Not abuse, but
Right.
she'll whoop him.
Right.
I would tell him, I would talk to him like, look, son, I got to give you 3 racks and you get to go to your room. She'll go in there, shut the door, wear him out. I think till she get tired
Till she gets tired.
and then come out still frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean by like that emotional maturity,
Right.
especially when it comes to like, let's say discipline.
I see what
your
you're
kids,
saying.
Like I'll be more, my emotions won't be involved with it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good example.
If I had to
think
just,
you're right.
it's
different with
define
Jessica and
the
I
two
because
between
she was
men and
already
women.
grown. Yeah, I didn't see her as a 22-year-old mother. So, and our life is pretty. I mean, relatively speaking, our life is pretty easy. Neither one of us has a full-time job. It ain't like you got to be. I mean, you think about how hard would it be to be a single parent.
Oh man,
You got to go to work full time. You got to get them up every morning, no matter how they feel, runny nose, whatever it may be. They didn't sleep good last night. You didn't sleep good. 6 o'clock. I got to be at work at 7:30. We got to go. You don't want to eat. You got whatever it is. And our life is he didn't said it twice.
Speaking on that single parent thing, I was talking to a buddy a couple months ago, and he pretty much grew up a single parent. And he was talking about how, my dad did this, my dad did that. But I was like, you ever thought about that your mom just chose wrong? You ever putting your responsibility there? And a couple days later, he came back to him. He's like, man, I really thought about what you said. And, that had some weight to it.
Those are hard thoughts to think, but they're real.
Yeah, I mean that's the real.
That's the real.
I'm talking to you like a friend.
And real life, real
your
life.
dad
is,
might have been an asshole or shithead. I'm pretty sure your mom knew that before she opened her legs to him.
Or did she?
Gave him the clam, But she got to take some responsibility too.
Yeah. Choose carefully.
Choose carefully. That was the moral of that story.
Right.
Choose carefully who you decide to.
And in this day, there's no
Reproduce
reason.
with.
Take precautions.
Take precautions.
Saying you can't do something, I'm saying, be responsible about it. Take the emotions out of it ahead of time so that when the time comes, that's already taken care of. Q, man.
I think that's another way men are we can emotionally disconnect with sex.
That's a whole other rabbit hole.
I think women get a little bit more attached.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time.
Sometimes I think some of that's shifting though.
I can do
with the younger
I can do
generation.
you and never knew you. Walk by you on the street and won't even look at you. I'm sorry, I don't want to go down another rabbit hole.
It's almost Christmas time.
It is almost
We
Christmas.
need to be like
I can
singing
do
some
you and
jingle
never knew you.
bells, talking about
we need
like
to title it that,
Frosty
Shane.
the
I can do
Snowman.
you and never
I can
knew
do
you.
you and never knew you. Right at Christmas time.
Right at Christmas
What are
time.
you drinking over there?
I don't
man? I
even
thought
know.
we were sober tonight. What is this?
I get to talking shit, Shane. Don't let me start talking shit.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Ooh. I want $1,200, 11 gold chains, 10 fingernails. I don't even know how the damn song go. It's a 69 Boys song. Kevin probably know what I'm
69
talking
Boys?
about. What you gonna get, huh? For Christmas? What you gonna get them, boy? You never heard that 69 Boys Christmas song? Oh, man. That's a good one.
I was going to go with that Merry Christmas song by the Chipmunks.
In Chipmunk voice?
Yeah, man. Alvin and the Chipmunks. The whole album is great.
I know. I think the number one Christmas song is Mariah Carey. I
think so.
Whatever that damn.
She makes millions.
So, yeah, millions off of that one song. Yeah.
that
Whatever
one
that
song.
song is.
Every year she can just count on a check. For as long,
Imagine
probably
you
her kids.
do one thing and make money off of the rest of your
For the
life.
rest of your life.
One
Yep.
3-minute whatever thing.
Nice work if you can get it.
Make millions off of it.
Shout out Mariah Carey.
Shout out Mariah Carey.
Listen, man.
Golly.
Give me something to go into the holidays.
Oh,
This is the
man.
last time we're going to talk before Christmas.
It is, Shane.
Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
You almost touched on it, Shane, but I'm gonna define it for you.
All right.
You talked about how you been having time to reflect and spend time with Jessica and Madeline. And basically what I want to say to that is it's better to make memories than to live off of memories. That's the nicest way I could put it.
It's better to make memories than to live off of memories.
Bars. And that's what you're doing right now. You making memories, Shane. You're not living in the past. You're not living off of memories. You still have the opportunity to make them. So take advantage of your memory-making years, especially with your kids.
Bars.
Bars.
Bars. Well,
That's how we end the year, Shane. Making memories.
2025 is in the books.
In the book, Shane.
2025 is in the books. Here we go, 2026.
Don't do that stupid.
Well, this has been Vendor Chronicles.
Peace.